open this door.
It's sort of like a supernatural door, though, right?
It's just a very large, ornate door. Very heavy wooden, like with, metal banding all over it.
Let me guess. Gozer worshippers.
Correct. So, as you're saying this to Mars, the door actually flies open as an ogre is trying desperately to grab onto the slick marble floor and falls down into the pit. Yeah! You see on the other side of the pit, there's like two orcs. One is flailing and falling down the pit as well, and the other is trying to catch his friend but falls in as well. And there's about another 7 or 8 of them and an ogre coming up the stairs.
Oh, gosh.
Just trying to reach the door?
They've just reached the door and fallen through the trap.
Okay, so I don't need to trigger the trap with my shovel. They've already triggered it themselves.
Yep.
Okay.
We just opened the door to the... Good. Is this something we want to be
So, Mars, it is your
with?
turn.
Well, I know that we have this stone. It means something, but Pivell has got it under control, so I guess my only hope is to occupy the guardian of the doorway. I have to give Pivell time. So I'll step forward, and now I have a fucking war axe, so I'll just lean that over my shoulder in a tired kind of a way. Maybe I'll adjust my boot a little bit.
All right, Pivell, it's your turn.
Okay. So nothing looks like it pushes or pulls, right? Or moves or turns.
Correct.
And there's a bowl.
Do a census check.
Okay. What difficulty?
1.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so you notice the light from the rising sun is slowly moving down the wall and is now just hitting the top of the orb, and the orb is now oscillating extremely quickly, and the glow from it is practically blinding.
Do any of you guys have any ideas?
We must wait for dawn. Hold them off till the sun is in the sky.
We have to cleanse this fortress. This is the fortress that protects our town.
Yes.
We have to meet whatever comes.
I feel you are right. So I'm going to...
Yeah, so your turn, yep.
Can I shoot my bow?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to shoot my bow at one of the approaching orkies.
Okay. So they are close range. They are occupied. So that's 1. Close range is 2 is 3. Occupied makes 4. So D8s.
I got a 2, so I'm going to use a story point and hit one. Hit the next one in line.
All right. So the orc's hit in the shoulder, and he pulls out the arrow, and he looks very upset. Okay, so Abraheem.
So does Abraheem see, like, is this a group of all the same bloodthirsty orcs, or is there anyone that stands out in particular as possibly like a leader?
You think that the leader is at the back of the pack.
Okay, so that one, furthest away, Abraheem reaches.
So you're throwing the shovel.
I'm throwing a shovel. That's really what it comes down to.
Okay.
The shovel is back.
Yeah.
You are throwing your prized shovel, so I'm going to give you a bonus of 2 to your advantage. Ooh. So that's going to kick you up to D2s. So you can roll D2s for hitting the leader with the spade.
Oh, bam!
Nice.
Okay, so I'm rolling a D2 to do this, but am I just rolling one?
Yes, an
One
improvised
D2 to do
weapon.
improvised weapon? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna turn that 5 into a 1 with a token.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
Do you want to make this a spectacular success?
I will spend my last token to make this a spectacular success.
So the shovel cuts the leader's head clean off.
Oh,
Blood
bam!
splatters over all of his kin. And then, and they're now very hesitant to face what must be one of the greatest shovel wielders they have ever encountered.
And Abraheem says, and that's what I do with a shovel. Just wait to see what I do with a sword.
So
When push comes to shovel.
oh no. So, in retaliation to this, one of the ogres sort of looks around at the orcs as to why these piddly orcs are now fearful of a man with a spade. So he picks up one of the orcs and throws him into the room.
Oh.
So there's an orc on the ground in the room
Orc
with you.
toss. Orc toss.
At this
Orc
point,
toss.
the ground is now shaking as the sun is now about halfway down the orb, and the orb is getting far too bright for you to even look in its direction, Pivell.
what the fuck is
All right,
happening?
lads, we must defend the orb. This is do or die, friends.
So, Mars,
Is
it
the
is
orc
your turn.
protecting our town?
Kinfolk are depending on us.
Mars, it is your turn.
God, it's confusing.
Defend the orb, my friend. You hate orcs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're swarming in, but what does it mean for this place? What are we doing? What is this ball?
Sun rises in
That's
the
a pretty
sky.
goddamn
We
good
will
point.
know.
When the sun rises to its highest point in the sky, we shall know.
Then for now,
Now
death
kill
to
an
our
orc.
enemy. Any orc that has already been attacked.
So the orc is
Okay.
on the
Orc tossed into
ground.
the room.
So the orc is on the ground. So he's occupied with getting up. So your base on the ground makes it
Tossed in the room.
4.
The one
Occupied
that was
makes it
tossed,
5.
I'll finish him with a
And
knee to the thyroid.
do you have orcs as a favorite enemy?
He does, right?
So that's 6
Yep.
and higher ground makes 7. That's D2s.
Oh,
Ooh,
damn.
I love those D2s.
Knock him back into the pit.
Weapon.
Oh, I got it right away. Yes.
Okay. So the war axe just slams into the back of the orc, and he
Dad, get off of the island of the good people.
rolled a 2, but that still does not negate the injury. So the orc is injured. So that brings us to Pivell. Sorry, to Abraheem.
Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so he takes a few steps forward to this orc who's just been hit with this axe with his sword, and he just raises an arm and says, "Soon you will be in my graveyard."
You would be higher than 7 because you're getting more points than Brandon, but still rolling D2s.
I'm rolling D2s, and I'm rolling 2 of them because of my proficiency with that weapon, correct?
Correct.
Nice. You got it.
Double success.
Yes.
You drive the sword into the guy's spleen. All right. Pivell.
Is the orc dead?
No, very much alive.
Oh, still? Okay. I am going to do a battle cry. I level my staff almost like a lance, and I say, by the power of Mummy Maximus, knock him back into the
He's
pit.
on the ground. He's face down on the ground.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna. hit him. I'm in the back and kind of slide him into the pit.
Okay. So you basically will also be D2s, but there's no.
And
way
I'm
you
using
can-
a run to get like momentum to push it.
Okay. So it's an effect attack then. So you don't cause any injuries, but you will knock him back. So you still need to do the attack, which is D2s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, so you still need to do the attack, which is
Okay.
D2s, but instead of an injury, you'll do an effect.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Okay, so
Miss.
you unfortunately miss. So that brings us
Right.
to the orc's turn. So the orc spends the entire round standing up. The ogre, on the other hand, has picked up another orc and throws another orc into the room. The orc that you have injured needs to do an emotion check. So hold on one second. And he fails his emotion check. So he's going to try and run away, but he is standing up. He spends the whole turn actually standing up. So there's now a second orc that is sliding along the ground into the room as he hits the opposite wall near the window. So it's back to Mars.
Oh, dang.
You guys, why are we here? What are we fighting for?
You must defend my ball.
At this point, the light filling
Because we have no choice.
the light
Words
We
I have
can't go
spoken
back.
too
the
often.
light from the orb
have
is
to-
filling the room.
We
The whole
have
room is
to
like a
have
very intense
protect-
white.
Push the enemies
Fight
before us and
and
talk about
fight.
it when the battle is done.
Said, fight, because you have great words, but I have seen you slay few enemies, far less than this old man.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
Well, then,
I've
let me
lost
behead
count.
this skeleton.
So you know exactly where to poke him to in the ego.
He's got
The
big
problem is
cheekbones.
that you cannot reach their heads because you are too short. Fight
I meant the neck.
and show me that you can stand tall amongst your fellow men.
I
So
meant the neck.
it's still D2s to attack the orc.
Nice.
Go, Mars, go!
And with it's two of these. The first one's a 4. The second one is a freaking 4.
So
Oh.
unfortunately, that's a failure. So you're trying to stab him, and you hit the marble as he kind of maneuvers out the way, but he's freaking out.
Abraheem's mockery were
He's freaking
deserved.
So I don't know if you heard before, but the light is the light from the orb is filling the room now. It's a really bright, intense light, and you're kind of having to shield your eyes just from the reflections off the walls.
The orcs probably aren't really liking this.
God, what do we? A thing that we do? Oh well, that's my
No,
go.
we just survive. We just survive.
So, seeing this dwarf flailing, Mars,
Yeah, good.
Mars, I do not know if you are worthy of that name. Perhaps we should call you Pluto. For you are
I was
small.
named after candy.
This old man show you how it is done. And he raises his short sword and he swings in at this very same orc that Mars has just poorly missed.
They apparently want to stop us from activating this thing.
I would say. Is the
It's
light
just-
affecting them, like their eyes? Does it hurt them?
I don't know. We have no idea what we're involved in. This is crazy.
Your
No, we're dirt
combat
farmers,
score
we
is
don't.
7, so you're still D2s.
And his sword connects with such pride.
Do you want to use a
Like,
story
I
value
just showed
token to
you.
make it a spectacular success?
I would love to, but I don't have any. So
I also have 0 story points.
Are you
Zero
down
here,
on
too.
0 as well, Scotty?
Yeah,
You down
0
on-
here.
So you do another injury to this orc. So this orc is now getting very battered and bruised and bloodied. The other
Well
orc
done.
spends the round standing up, but we still have Pivell to go.
Okay. I'm with my friends, and I'm gonna try to finish this orc off that they're fighting.
Okay.
Yeah. They're trying to stop us. They know what we're doing is good.
I know. Yes. D2.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, hit.
Yes.
So you're using a quarterstaff, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you just smack him on the back of the head. His head hits the ground. His teeth go flying out as he takes another serious injury to himself.
Nice.
Now,
Friends, we can do this.
once an enemy has reached 4 injuries, which is where he's at now, you can actually attempt to kill him with the next blow. So, so you then are doing what they call a coup de grace, and whoever goes next, if they succeed, they kill him outright.
Nice.
Okay, so before that happens, the orc that's standing up is holding his eyes and he stumbles and falls out of the window. Another 2 orcs come flying into the room as the ogre's just throwing more orcs. He's just now overhand throwing them into the room.
Oh,
Holy
jeez.
crap.
Holy crap is right.
Wish I had a mining bomb right now.
So you perceive that there's a hum starting to happen. Now, that is coming from the orb.
Oh,
Come
crap.
on, orb.
That cannot be. It's coming from the orb?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just have to believe it won't kill us.
We have to eliminate the blasphemers.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn, Mars.
Oh, okay.
Ours is up.
Well, there seems to be this orc that's the most.
Yes. And he's pretty beat up.
So, in trying to, well, he's beat up, then let the war axe fall.
All right. So D2s.
I'll attack. Yep. First roll, got a 1.
Yay!
So you split his skull in half, and you just see his brain scatter across the ground.
I didn't even need the other dice.
Right. Abraheem.
Okay, so there's a few orcs that had been thrown into the room now?
So
Like there's more than
there's
one other
one dead orc, and there are 2 orcs that are lying on the ground that have just been thrown in, and the other orc
Been
fell
tossed.
out of the window.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and try to just like stab through the back one of the orcs that had just fallen into the room
Okay.
or been thrown into the room. So on my last attack that was successful, that completed one of these squares for my short sword
So you now
So-
roll an additional dice every time you roll.
every time. Okay. So is this one to hit a D2 as well?
Yes, but you wouldn't earn any experience because you need to roll on D4s or higher to earn
Okay.
experience now.
Now, okay. So, but I am rolling 3 D2s.
Correct.
Then. Okay.
Wow.
And they all 3 are successes.
So
Oh, wow.
you
Not that that matters, but I see.
you stab your sword into the rib cage of one of them and he rolls to the side off his falchion and he starts to stand up. He does not negate the injury. Okay, so that brings us to Pivell.
Okay, so I saw what happened to the orc because he looked up. The light was just blinding intense on him, and he stumbled backwards and fell out the window.
Correct.
And an idea is forming in my head, and I've heard that orcs don't like the light, so I run over to the other orc that's still on the ground. I jump on top of him, praising my mother all the time. I jump on top of him, and I want to kind of grab his head and pull it up and I don't know if he's facing the orb, but I want to look away, but pull his head up so he's facing the orb.
That's fine. The orc has fortes and strength, so the difficulty to do that is 5.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so what
You're
die
gonna
would that be?
Clockwork Orange's
Physical.
ass.
It's physical.
Yeah. What die would I have to
Just
roll?
Physical. So D5 5s is D10s.
D10. Okay. Oh, there's the there's the chart, right?
Not easy.
Okay, D10, and I have my physical dice. Okay, this isn't going to be hard. Mother Maximus, help me! Oh, 2! No! Oh, I missed it by 1. Okay.
Don't!
Don't! No story points left.
Alrighty. That brings us full circle back to the orcs. So
I'm rolling around on the ground with this orc.
the orc throws Pivell off as he stands up. And the other orc is now also standing up and drawing his falchion. As another 2 orcs are thrown in by the ogre, and you see a second ogre is now attempting to climb into the room over the pit. Mars. At this point,
Just trying to understand the strategic situation.
The humming noise is becoming deafening now.
That's pretty kind of happening.
Thanks.
Just amplify that a few.
Crap. I mean, we
decibels.
already gave up our entire town of everyone we cared about.
We're trying to save what's left of the town.
We're damn well not going to fucking lose this island.
No.
So
Right.
if there's another ogre climbing in, then I would like to invite him to have his nuts torn out by a dwarf named Mars. But in the meantime, we've got an injured orc, right? We haven't felled.
Yeah.
Old Abe stabbed one, and I tried to wrestle one, and he threw me off like a rag doll.
Well, I want to finish him.
Okay.
We've attacked him like 4 times.
No, the other one's dead.
You killed the one. You killed that one.
Yeah, I split his skull open.
Yeah.
But the other one is insufferable.
Mars, you actually get an education experience for the coup de grace that you did, the coup de grace,
Oh, cool.
because eventually you begin to develop the skill in assassination by doing it.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's a blind pig ear corn kind of syndrome right there. Well, if there are any remain who defy our purpose of good being here, then I have to smite them. So we'll have to go to the fresh big guy, not the jump in guy.
The ogre.
But there's an orc that's fresh, isn't there?
There are 4 orcs that are fresh.
Oh my God! Then none of them.
You
matters.
can't even count that high.
Yeah, no, exactly. I need to take them all on.
It's like 1, 2.
So instead of attacking one of them, I'll lean back and say, "You didn't bring enough orcs." And then with my cudgel, and my battle axe,
Your crook and
I'll,
your battle axe.
I'll knock against my hide vest. It doesn't make a very intimidating sound.
Like,
Do an emotion check.
Thank you. Yes, emotion.
Difficulty is 3.
Difficulty's 3? Okay.
Yeah, so D6s.
D6. Rolled a 3.
The orcs are not terribly intimidated, and the ogre's laughing.
Yeah, I figured not.
All right, so that brings us to Abraheem.
Okay, so there is a ogre that is currently like at the door trying to pull his way.
The same way
into the
you
room?
climbed in, that's how the ogre's trying to get in.
Okay, I am. Abraham is just like running as fast as he can directly towards this thing, and he just yells, "This is Tilverton!" And he jumps and he just tries to kick this thing directly like into the chest and tries to knock him into this pit.
Okay. So we can do.
I'm a fan of this old man.
It's effectively like a tackle, but this guy is double your size. So let's just see. So difficulty is 5.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's a
D10s.
So this is a pretty big
There you
moment.
go. There you go.
There we go. All right.
See that?
Where I can't see my monitor. Where the heck is it?
I saw it a minute ago. It's kind of close now.
So you run and you jump and you're 2 feet. You're 2 feet flying towards the ogre, and
I'm a fan of this old man.
you connect with the ogre, and he's like loses his grip on the wall. He's like,
Oh no!
and in a spectacular show of force, the ogre, is now scrambling against the wall. It's losing all grip, balance, everything, and down the hole to its doom while it screams. This has severely affected the orcs. They've never seen a human do anything like this to dispatch an ogre. Now, an ogre is a significant beast. They wouldn't even fight an ogre. So this to them is just like, they're all, for this turn, they're all taken aback and they're not going to attack. And I give you a story value token for that as well. Experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are these?
Well done.
That brings us to Pivell.
All right. So what are the orcs in the room doing?
So they're standing up, but they're sort of backing away while they're doing it because of this amazing feat.
I'm going to use this opportunity to smack back one backing up.
Okay. So it's
All right.
combat ready is 1. He's on the ground, counts as on the ground, so that makes it 4. He's occupied, makes it 5. And yeah, so 5 D6s.
He's gone again.
Combat
Yeah, but
score
this
is
is like the
5,
same
so
horde.
you roll D6s.
Okay, gotcha.
Do it.
Mommy Maximus! Missed.
Okay. So you try and swing, the guy sort of ducks back, and your quarterstaff misses his head and hits the wall. That brings us around to the orcs' turn. So they're all standing up. So that takes their whole round. And they're not attacking for this turn anyway. The light in the room is now to a point you can't actually see anymore.
We have to cover our eyes and ears and like turn away and cover our ears.
Thank you.
You sense the temperature in the room is rapidly rising.
Oh.
So it's gone up probably
Is it
5
because
degrees
of
in
my
one turn.
passionate affection for my 2 brothers?
Mars?
Well,
How you're doing, Mars?
Is the sun descending?
It's rising, right?
Correct.
Yeah, there's like a beam hitting. There's a beam hitting the orb, and
Oh, a
it's
beam.
yeah, and it's glowing brighter and brighter, and then the room started to shake a bit, and now it started making a weird noise, like a whiny noise, and now it's getting hot. So
Correct.
all
I
these changes
couldn't
that
hear-
are
I
happening
couldn't
in the
hear
room over the
Gareth.
course of the battle.
Holy
Correct.
crap. I got eaten by a crocodile for it to get this thing here and have this happen.
Right. Trust
So-
that it's something good.
Yeah, so we have to buy time. So
Right.
they're
I feel like we just have to wait until the time, like
Yeah, I feel like we
until
just have
the
to
sun
hold
is at a
off
certain
as best we
point.
can.
I think Australia is gone.
No, I'm still
Bombs
here.
have hit the Pacific Ocean.
I'm
Okay.
still here.
So the
We got you.
hieroglyphic stated light. There's the sun coming up, but one was time. Something
Yeah, it's
related
a certain
to time.
time that's going to happen.
Holy
Our dull
shit.
brains have finally figured that out.
Well, if there are any
dim-witted
enemies
squad
that are
has
trying
figured
to
that out.
stop us while we're doing this, then I'll attack or stand between.
You can attack one, and your combat score would be 5, which is D6s.
Oh. Ouch. That's rough. First one is a 1.
All right.
Oh, bam! What?
There it is.
All right. So you run up to the orc and just smack him across the face with your war axe. So he's got this big bloody gash. So that brings us to Abraheem.
Okay, so looking around this room, Abraheem is tired of like killing these things, and he takes another look at these hieroglyphics to see if he can get some sort of understanding as to a way to speed up this damn process that's happening at the moment.
So you're looking at the last glyph after the sun.
Yeah,
and
specifically the one on time.
So you'll do a mental check, difficulty 2.
I got it.
From what you see in the glyph, it looks as though time is being moved backwards.
Oh, God. Not good.
No, that could be good.
That doesn't help. I don't understand.
It might. I have an inspiration. It might take time back before the attack.
I'll give you a story value point.
Maybe we could save everyone.
Woo!
So not only do you get the experience points, you also get a token.
What?
So he gets the experience point and he gets a token. So just remember that.
Sweet.
So what do? We just have to hold.
As you're standing in this room and you're waiting, you're attacking the orcs.
Did I just drop one? Whose go is it?
Abraheem just went.
It's Abraheem's who just went, so it's Pivell now. But Pivell,
did you do anything else besides look at the glyph, Abraheam?
I don't know. Would that count as my?
Yeah, because you're examining it.
Like full, like complete action, or
yeah, you're examining it to try to determine what it is.
Okay.
So Pivell, it is your turn, and the heat is becoming so intense now. It feels like it's almost starting to burn your skin.
Oh. So, Okay, friends, we have 2 choices. I can unpack my rope and we can climb out the window. Or we can maybe die here fighting, and maybe if time goes backwards, this is hurting my head to say this, but maybe if time goes backwards, somehow we can be back in the town before this ever happened, and it never would happen.
But will
what do we
know?
do? What do we do? No, we don't know. What do we do? So I'm asking the group, what do you want to do?
We just gave up a town. Why wouldn't we give up an island?
Well, do we want to get out of here before? Well, I mean, we're starting to burn, basically. Like it could kill us. It could kill us. So do we stay here and defend this thing to the last until we fry or burn up? And maybe we think time resets. So maybe time resets, even though that hurt my head to think about that. And then, and then we go back and before this ever happened.
What do you say, Abraheem? You read the runes. Does it mean time is going to go back or time has already gone back?
I think time's gone back yet.
No, I don't think so.
How do we trigger it?
I think we just have to wait. But the question I'm asking in here and wait, or about
are we like the temperature temperature's rising and we're starting to feel an uncomfortable level?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's burned.
And so we gave up a town to flee this force. I don't know why we wouldn't give up this meaningless island to do the same thing. So I would say rope out the window.
Yeah, I say rope out a window, let this thing run its course, and put fate in the hands of the spinning ball.
Oh God!
So
Can I quote you on that?
I agree, friends. So I try to get the rope, attached
I
or
agree.
whatever to the window to get as fast as we can get out of here.
okay, so you attach the rope to one of the statue's swords. You throw the rope out the window and you quickly barrel out because the heat is getting, your skin is now burning.
Okay.
So all three of you barrel out the window. You hear the screams of the orcs and the ogres as and the intense heat and fire of this object is now burning them alive. You are now on this rope above the water, so you're dangling, swinging, and you can feel the rope is starting to drop as the end of the rope is burning in the room.
Oh.
Yeah, that was bound to happen.
Yeah. Climb faster! Climb faster! So, can we slide down the rope?
Yeah, if you want.
Do we have when we got our leather armor, do we get leather gloves or anything?
Yeah, you can have leather gloves.
Okay, so we'll say I'm trying to slide down the rope faster.
Okay.
I just start
All right.
basically trying to hold on and slide down the rope.
Going
So
Harry
Scotty
Tuttle
slides
on it.
all the way down to
Yeah,
the bottom
yeah.
of the rope, so effectively your feet are now dangling in the water. Is everyone else going to basically do the same thing?
That was impressive.
Abraheem, feeling a little bit overly confident based on things that have just occurred, decides to kind of put his feet on the rock cliff face and push out and do a flip and kind of try to dive into the water, not wanting to wait to slide down the rope.
Okay, so you do that, and you perform a perfect 3, and dive normally into the water. So Mars, are you also letting go of the rope?
Yeah, I'll jump feet first and try to land on him.
All right. So you jump feet first, and Scotty, as the other two have now dropped past you, the rope breaks, and you just fall the rest of the distance into the water.
So far,
Above you, there just is this rapid expansion of light and heat. So you get thrust under the water by this intense heat and light that's just
Grief.
blowing out from this fortress.
These guys are relentless.